Hello there everybody, and welcome back to Atelier Meruru. Off screen, I locked Meruru in her workshop for about 4 months or so, and I have managed to create all of the items necessary for our current development quests in both Twilight Forest and the Modus Ruins, which is going to bring us one step closer to being finished with this game. I also went and made or tried to make all of the items that I haven't been able to make, and on my list so far I have created virtually every single item that I can, with a few exceptions of course. I tried not to waste too much time. I'm trying to get my alchemy level up and to create as many items as I possibly can, but I still want to take care of some business. So seeing as how I have done that, Hannah has a new bulletin that I think we should check out, and then we can leave town. There may also be some good requests for us to do, or at least a little bit. A few of them that we can do, maybe just for some extra cash here and there. I also managed to make some new equipment that I'm going to be carrying over to my next playthrough for a few of my party members that I just hadn't really bothered to upgrade because I don't use them very often, but it was really exciting because I actually was able to get the quality off of the rainbow fragments and the medical linen, so that's some good news for me. This is the 9th month issue of the Meruru Lint's Gossip Quarterly. This was published about 2 months ago, and as you can see, all is well, or at least in my opinion. We spend a lot of money, that's no surprise. Apparently we're boring. I don't think we're boring. We have done a lot. They're talking about how End has stopped moving, which is true. And it looks like we've pretty much had an increase in everything in our achievements. So not bad. I want to head out to the world map today to go to the Endless Corridor. I've gone ahead once again and I've stocked my bag up with lots of stuff. I added a few nectars, some secret tablets, some more spirit stones to my bag so that we're able to go to that area, defeat the boss, and finish that optional boss up as well. On the world map here, we can see that the Memorial Park has been completed. Popularity will decline slower, and it's a very nice little addition. It takes up a lot of space, and so the kingdom just looks a lot more complete in my opinion with that added in, so it's a really nice addition. On the way to the Endless Corridor, of course, we are going to stop by Twilight Forest and the Modus Ruins, because we need to drop off all of the things that I created. We can finally finish this quest after months and months, probably years actually at this point that this has been in my quest log, which is really embarrassing. And I'm very happy to report that this is my first time ever doing this in a Meruru playthrough, and I have played this game 6 times I think, and for whatever reason I just wasn't able to do this before. I guess I just really had my stuff together for the playthrough, so that's some pretty exciting stuff even for me on a personal level to have that done. And luckily all of this stuff is on the way to the Endless Corridor. It's all laid out in a super convenient way for us. And we're gonna get about 50 points for each of these areas. We'll get 65 here, and I do believe we got 45 in the last area, which is probably going to put our development points over and above quite a high level, seeing as how we also had those development points from End. We're almost at 300. Defeating the Twilight Maiden is worth another 100 development points, so we may even have enough for that statue at some point, if we really want to build it. And back to the Endless Corridor we go. this will probably be split up into 2 videos. I was in here previously picking up some supplies, and we had gone through most of the corridor. I would like to stop along the way to maybe level up Mimi, and to use a couple of items in my inventory in hopes of getting some more development points and getting those development goals done. More specifically, the Meruru requests that I've been stuck with for quite a while. But you guys know the drill by now. There's only one boss in this place to defeat, actually, whereas the Forest of Ant and Mount Bellis had more than one. So no worries there. Feel free to fight the monsters along the way if you feel like it. Just as a refresher, there are a few ghost-type enemies. There's flammaires kicking around here. There's a couple of other enemies too, mostly ghost. I plan on grabbing some supplies while I'm here too, but my bag is quite full from all of my preparation items, all my attacking and healing items, so I don't have a lot of room to pick stuff up. This place has really good quality supplies too, which is nice. A lot of the stuff here is B rank and above at least. There's a few items spread around that are really low quality. Like this is a C quality item, but I think it's still worth picking up because they are such rare items. Mimi is not too close to leveling up, but I think that if I were to stop and take the time to try and level her up, she could be level 50 by the time we get to the boss. Because on average, I'll probably be getting over 1,000 experience per battle. So let's fight a couple of enemies. I don't want to rush and completely blow through this area. There's also the T-bomb squirrels, which we were also seeing in Mount Bellis. These little guys kind of just show up everywhere. It's kind of strange. They're only on one location on the map when they were a monster hunting request, and then they're kind of just thrown in other random places after that.
Away!
Which is okay.
I'll take your place.
But with these enemies, you want to try and get rid of them as fast as you can, of course, because both of them are fire users.
Away! You see? This is the way of the night.
And you can see that Meruru and Sturk's total experience is going up, but their level won't go up because they've maxed out. But it's still worth battling because all of your other party members will gain the same experience in battle even if they're not in your party. So if you decided that you wanted to switch out party members just for the heck of it, then you would pick them up and they would be at the same level as you, which would be nice. Here's the Rom lizards that we were seeing in Mount Bellis, and the penguin monk who once upon a time was a monster hunting request. I haven't seen those guys kicking around either. I think the only place I've seen them in the game, to be honest, is where you hunt them as a request, so that's interesting.
Here it comes!
This place just kind of contains all the leftovers. It's kind of the end of the world dungeon that just has everything left over. But that's okay. As long as the monsters are tough and give me a bit of experience, then I don't mind at all. And actually, Mimi is almost there at level 50, so let's try and fight one more mob at least and see if I can get her to her final level. Then our party will be super stacked. And we will have pretty much defeated all of the bosses up to this point in the game that we're able to defeat, which is really cool actually. Not only have we done a lot of developing, but we've also done a lot of monster hunting. I'm gonna try and clear out my bag a little bit here again. Being able to send stuff to my container is just so nice. Otherwise, I would be in deep trouble. I'd have to do a lot of inventory management, but this is so much easier. then I can just pick things up as I go. I don't have to make repeat trips. And here we go with more enemies. We've got the gold-haired rams and the riotous stallions. So there were a lot more enemies in here than I thought there were. Last time we were here, I had fought a few mobs. They were all really the same enemies, so I had just assumed that there weren't that many more, but there's actually a lot of enemies in here. You can also see all the enemies that appear in the area before you enter on the world map. So it's not like it should be a shock to me or anything like that, it's just that I never check. That takes care of this part of the library. We're going to move on to the 4th floor. And this is the area just before the boss. The boss battle might take me a little while, but I think I'll just squeeze it into this video and just make it a bit of a longer video again. If I can avoid cutting in the middle of a dungeon, then I will. I'm going to fight one more monster here before proceeding. And that should give Mimi her final level up that she needs. This looks like a big promising enemy arrangement in order to get me some good experience. The pixies and I think the scissor bug. Flora pixies. I haven't ran into pixies in a while. I completely ignored them when we were at Ent. And I haven't gone to any of the areas that they roam in for a while. So it's kind of nice to see all of these recycled enemies just because it's a nice reminder of the enemies we fought in the past. I don't mind if games recycle enemies, if they do it in a creative way, which I feel that they've done in this game. I think the enemy design in this game is really a lot of fun. All of the Atelier games, in my opinion, have a really neat enemy design. And there are a couple of really recurring enemies throughout the Arland series anyways, and even throughout the entire Atelier series, so that's really neat. I'm going to go to my container for a second, and I'm just going to take out an auto alarm, just in case I need it. I need an extra one. But I think I'm ready for this boss battle. The next place we're going to is where the boss is lurking on the 5th floor. And it's a really nice lead up. You get some nice magical appearing stairs. So you know it's going to be really, really epic. Okay, so here we go. This is the Twilight Maiden. And I think that, just like Ent, she also has unique boss battle music, which is really, really catchy and really awesome. I've saved this boss for last for the simple reason that she is ruthless. The longer that this battle goes on, the more that she will plague you with status effects and all sorts of other really miserable things that you have to deal with. When you get into this battle, I would say get all your healing items set up, attack her and try and get your characters set up so that they can chain, which will make things a little bit easier later on. Not only does she give you status effects, but she also nullifies buffs, which is a really big pain to deal with. She does a lot of damage. She can weaken you significantly, and she can take a lot of turns, and that can really tire you out. However, I found that with this boss, she does not like elemental damage of any kind. I find that she's a really big damage sponge in comparison to some of the other bosses that we have been fighting, and all of the elements seem to do a lot of damage. So if you have a weapon that has all sorts of elements on it, then by all means use it. It'll probably work really, really well to your advantage. And try and do as much damage as you can within the first couple of turns. So So here she goes. She's starting to do a lot of damage here. She nullified all of my stats, which is going to make me weaker. All my buffs have been nullified. And that's just the start of it, so things are starting to get a little bit heavy. I should put a healing bell on really soon, so that I don't lose HP. But she's about halfway through. She can heal HP, but not much, if I'm not mistaken. Nothing crazy like all of her HP. But you can see there that because she attacked Sturk and nullified all of his damage, he did virtually nothing to her. So if you have items like elixirs or another type of healing item that can heal all of your status effects like that, then use them because they'll be a great help to you. I'm gonna save mine until I've softened her up a little bit more. But here she goes with Twilight Curse, which is really deadly. It further undermines my status, which just makes me weaker and weaker and weaker. And that's essentially this boss's strategy, is just to make your party weaker and weaker and weaker. And when this happens, of course, you take more damage, you do less damage, and so she becomes more difficult to defeat. I've got some special moves here that I can use, which will hopefully help. And I am really glad that I have come prepared here. Mimi's cursed. She can also poison you. I'm gonna go ahead with my elixir. Heal up. And I'm not messing around. I'm gonna try and take her down in the most ruthless way that I possibly can. I'm gonna have to really heavily rely on Meruru to do a lot of damage because both Sturk and Mimi have weakened status, unfortunately. So they're actually not going to help me much in this battle. Items are extremely helpful in this battle. I've tried to do this battle a couple of times without a lot of items, and okay, what do I want to do? I don't have any meteors, which is surprising. I thought that I did. I was going to use one of those. Let's try a spirit stone. Just going to try and stack damage. And Sturk's got a special ready. Even though he's not doing much damage, I think that his special will do lots still. Which will help out significantly.
A trifle. I'll take your place. A scratch.
And you can see here now she's getting really serious. I think she did 4 turns there, and she's just nasty. She's just very ruthless. It's nice that it's challenging, but yeah, definitely difficult, especially if you're not expecting it.
Upon my honor, I come! Lightning shall strike and destroy you all! Such is the wrath of my justice!
And Mimi's almost got her special. I'm surprised it's not full. That's okay though. She's almost finished anyways, even if Mimi doesn't finish with her show-stopping moves that she tends to finish with. I should also put on a healing bell. I haven't done that. I'm so focused on doing damage to the enemy that I'm not keeping up on my healing, which could actually be really bad for me because my whole team's kind of in rough shape right now. Killed Sturk. So let's put a healing bell on for the girls. And then I'll revive Sturk on my next turn. And there's Mimi's special.
Take this! Can you even keep up? We're almost done! Now take on! Now I've got you! Go ahead! Keep on begging! more like it.
And Mimi did it again. I didn't actually think that that would
Well,
finish
what
her
did you
off.
expect?
Mimi is my good luck charm, I've decided, because that's crazy. I cannot believe that I finished that battle with her again. For the 4th time. In a row.
Finally defeated her. I hope. Huh? That demon left something behind. This is... strange. It seems like it's distorting the air around it. I'd better be careful with this thing.
Okay, so that is our final big monster hunting request that we were given. And all we have now are applied tasks and royal tasks. So we have done most of the major goals in this game. All of our characters in our party are now at level 50. The Twilight Maiden drops an item called the Abyssal Soul. And the purpose of defeating the Twilight Maiden is to get this item, and it's to create an elixir. It's a side quest that you do for Astrid, and the reason I haven't really mentioned a whole lot about it is because I'm uploading that as a separate video. But for those of you who may be stuck on that side quest, you need the Abyssal Soul to create the Potion of Youth. That is it for the Endless Corridor. I'm pretty much ready to get out of this place, but I would like to stop it right here in this video before we head back to Arles. We'll head back to Arles in the next video and check out how things are doing on the home front. Thank you guys so very much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.